And Allah Azza wa Jal sent them a sign. When they rejected that sign, and it oftentimes occurred, then Allah Azza wa Jal, the decree of Allah Azza wa Jal was fulfilled upon them. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punished numerous nations to the extent, ikhwan, as Allah Azza wa Jal mentions, وَجَعَلْنَاهُمْ أَحَادِيث, and that we made some of them ahadith. That is, they're just narrations now, stories now, that are people used to exist, who used to live in such and such region. A people once upon a time existed in this place, and they used to be of this nature, or they were from the offsprings of such and such, or the relatives of such and such. وَجَعَلْنَاهُمْ أَحَادِيث. They're just narrations now, stories. And without doubt, ikhwan, from those nations that were destroyed by Allah Azza wa Jalla, that were made ahadith, the people of Iram, Qawm Ad and Iram, who were discovered, their dwellings were discovered, ikhwan, in 1991. But the Bedouin Arab of that region, they used to discuss and used to speak of a people who used to live in this region. And that was the region of the Rub' al-Khali, the desolate quarter in the middle of Saudi Arabia where nothing exists and nothing lives. And perhaps, ikhwan, it is the desolate quarter because those were regions that were destroyed by punishments from Allah Azza wa Jal. And so those people and those townships are now covered by nothing but desert. And so in 1991, there was a scientist, a NASA scientist, who was working in the region and would hear of the stories of a township that existed in that region on the borders of Yemen. And he decided to use some of the technology that he had access to, the sound wave technology and what have you, to decipher whether or not their stories were true. And so he sent and utilized their equipment, sent sound waves into the earth in the region that it was being said that there was a township once here. And truly, he discovered that it does appear that the area there differs from the area and the land elsewhere. Before he was given permission to excavate, one of the Bedouin Arabs of the region was walking, possibly with his sheep, with his flock, and his stick went through the ground. And so he thought that was ajib. He looked at the hole, he started to remove the soil from the region. Slowly but surely he realized that there was a hole, and it seemed that there was some emptiness beneath the hole that he had just made. So he continued to dig, and he realized that he had uncovered a slope or steps going down into an area. And so the authorities were informed of that, and then the excavation teams were brought in, and they uncovered the township that is established, number one, in the statements of the people of the region, that it was the township of Iram. And Allah Azza wa Jal describes it as Iram Dhatil Imad. Iram, the one that possesses imad, the one that possesses pillars. And when they uncovered it, they saw that throughout the township and throughout the area, there were pillar-like structures in certain areas. And so I remember in 1991 it was announced, ikhwan, on the news, the BBC announced that the only historical mention of this township is in the Quran. The only historical mention of this township is in the Quran. That was in 91.